Comic Venturers, welcome back to another video. If this is your first video, I genuinely want to say thanks for popping in and checking into the content. My name is Zach. I'm going to be going over the biggest comic book keys of the 1970s, and I'm really excited for this one because in the last video we did the 1960s, but the 1970s has some really great big key moments in comic book history. But also tonight I'm going to be seeing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So before I go see the movie, we have to cut to a quick unboxing break. So I am super excited for these. Obviously this is not about to be comic related. I've actually been trying to get into sneakers, and because I'm wearing these tonight to see the movie, I just want to show you guys because they're kind of dope, and I'm gonna just unbox these for you guys real quick, and I think you guys will like them. And if you want to skip ahead, you can skip ahead to the comic book stuff. Yes, alright, so yes, these are the Air Jordan 1 Zoom Comfort. I think this is called like Crimson or Dynamic Red or something like that. But I got this colorway because I wanted to get a cool like red, yellow, and black shoe to kind of complement some of my outfits that I wear, but also they're kind of the colors that remind me of Shang-Chi, and to kind of celebrate the movie. In replacement of the first appearance of Shang-Chi that I sold last year, I went and got these shoes so I could wear them to the movie, and I'm super in love. I'm gonna let you guys look at them a little bit closer, fresh out the box. Without further ado, I'm about to go see this movie, so I'm going to throw these kicks on, and we're going to get right back to the video after a short break. Okay, guys, I just got back from seeing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and all I have to say is it's great. Go see it, and if you have already seen it, let me know, did you get some Dragon Ball Z vibes from it? With that being said, we're going to go ahead and kick off this decade with the year 1970, and I'm going to kick the 70s off with Green Lantern issue number 76. And just like we're kicking off the 70s, this is the book that started the Bronze Age of comics. So not only did it start a decade strong, it started off a new age of comics really strong. This has a beautiful green cover, and the reason this book is so sought after and so valued in the comic book community is because it's brought relevance and real world topics into the world of comic books in a way that had never been done before. So definitely check out Green Lantern 76 if you're looking to build your collection. It's going to give you a nice grail that actually has a lot of historical. So in 1971, DC is keeping it going strong with House of Secrets issue number 92, the first appearance of Swamp Thing. This book is another great book. Every time I open Instagram, for some reason or another, I always see this book or this cover pop up. I have no idea why, but obviously DC fans are in love with this book. And for Marvel fans, you also have a book this year that may make a pretty big impact in the near future. That's the first appearance of Morbius the Living Vampire in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 101. I definitely prefer the Swamp Thing book a little bit more. I think it is more of a key character. With the Morbius movie coming out, I think a lot of people are going to be paying a lot more attention to the Living Vampire, and with Blade coming out, I'm curious to see if Sony and Marvel are going to play nice and maybe have some Morbius in the MCU, and if that happens, as you guys know, things are going to get crazy for the character. Moving on, you have my second favorite book in this list, Marvel Spotlight issue number 5, which is the first appearance of Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is in my top 10 Marvel characters of all time, and I don't doubt he's in a lot of other comic book fans' top 10. He's a great character. After I got my Silver Surfer issue number 4 that you guys see behind me, which I opened up in my last video, my next book on my list is actually a Marvel Spotlight issue number 5. So if you guys know anyone who is selling one, or you know one for a really, really great deal, let me know, hit me up. So in the year 1973, I actually have another Marvel key, and it may not be the one that you're thinking about. I know a lot of you guys are thinking about Shang-Chi, because the movie that just came out that we all just watched, once again, plug, it's a great movie. Nope, it's the first appearance of Blade and Tomb of Dracula issue number 10. But yes, Shang-Chi did make his comic book debut in Special Marvel Edition issue number 15 this same year. However, Blade to me is a more iconic character. The book is a little bit more sought after, especially when you don't consider the past 5 years. Blade has been a very, very classic character for a lot of Marvel fans out there, and really if you look at the impact of the character even in pop culture and the foundation for the MCU, Blade is a really important character in that history as well. So definitely Tomb of Dracula issue number 10 takes this spot. Alright, so Marvel is obviously killing it in the mid-70s, because in 1974 we have the book that you guys all clicked on the video for to hear, Hulk 181. So the Incredible Hulk 181, as anybody who knows anything about comic book keys knows, is the first full appearance of Wolverine, and people love that red cover with Hulk and Wolvie fighting on it, and I definitely have this as one of my top grails of all time. In every comic book of this list, this is probably the most expensive, sought after book in all of the 70s, so definitely Hulk 181 easily takes the 1974 spot. Let's move on to the next year. Alright, so 1975, you have another favorite of mine, Giant Size X-Men number 1. Marvel's killing it. So Giant Size X-Men number 1 is special to me because it is the debut of a lot of my favorite Marvel characters and a lot of my favorite X-Men, including Storm and Colossus, and it's also the introduction of Wolverine as a member of the X-Men. So it definitely is iconic, and obviously those are 3 key members of the X-Men team that have rarely been interchanged. You see Storm being a staple of the X-Men, you see Wolverine being a staple of the X-Men. Whenever X-Men are represented, you rarely see those characters not there. So it's funny how this book really shifted the trajectory of the X-Men for days to come. So 1976, Marvel is still killing it, and Chris Claremont decides to do something amazing with one of their key characters in the X-Men franchise and turn her into the Phoenix in X-Men issue 101. I love this cover so much. This is the debut of Jean Grey as the Phoenix. So definitely the Phoenix is one of the greatest characters in all of Marvel Comics, let alone X-Men, and I know a lot of collectors have a warm spot for this in my heart. I personally do, because this is one of the first books that I collected when I started collecting big keys a little bit after college. I really started making a little bit more money. And I remember this is one of the first books over $100 that I got, and I thought it was a really big deal, and I got it graded, and it's just a really cool story. It has a warm place in my heart. I don't have that same book now. I sold it a long time ago, but it's still a really cool book, and definitely one that you should add to your collection if you ever get the opportunity. Alright, so 3 years left. We're at 1977. Let's see if DC will make the list again, and they don't, because Marvel decided to release Iron Fist issue number 14, which is the first appearance of Sabretooth. I am not a big, huge Sabretooth fan, but for some reason, this is the biggest key that came out this year. You guys let me know if you're secret Sabretooth fans. I have no idea the large, fascination about this character and about this book. I think there may be some form of a very a rare print of this book, or a very rare error. I failed on my part to do my research, so you guys, if you know the reason why Iron Fist issue number 14 is so sought after, other than being the first appearance of Sabretooth, let me know. I never really had this book on one of my top grails to get since I've been collecting for technically since I was 4 years old, but I do like Sabretooth. He's cool. I don't know if I like him enough to get his first appearance. I'd honestly probably rather get the first appearance of Shocker or something even. So I don't know, he's just not my favorite villain. So the next book is another kind of weird one. It's another villain that made their first appearance in a really random series. So you have Miss Marvel issue number 18, which is the debut of Mystique. And once again, I like Mystique. X-Men villains and X-Men in general are like making the waves in the mid to late 70s, obviously. Mystique's a cool character and all. This is another one, I don't know if I would personally like pay over like hundreds or thousands of dollars for a first appearance of Mystique, but obviously this is another one of the biggest keys that came out this year, and based on my research, it is the one that people seek, based on like this year. So yeah, take from that what you will. Alright, and wrapping up the 1970s, Marvel did a great job because they have another one on the list. In 1979, you had the debut of another femme fatale, the Black Cat, Felicia Hardy, in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 194. This is another character. I'm not going to like go to the ends of the earth to buy this book for a large amount of money, but people do collect this character, they do collect this book, and I actually am a big Black Cat fan. I am totally like down for a Black Cat Spider-Man romance, even more so than Spider-Man and Mary Jane. I feel like she's kind of a Catwoman ripoff, and I've always kind of felt that of the character, so I do feel a bit conflicted. Like, I feel like there are better things to do with her character than just make her a cat burglar who is obsessed with this masked hero, because you kind of see that with DC with Catwoman. But Black Cat is a cool character. She's always been cool. She was definitely one of the best characters of that old 1990s Amazing Spider-Man cartoon, so definitely she deserves a spot on this list. She's an iconic character. Guys, once again, if this is your first video, I just want to genuinely thank you. Sometimes I forget to say thanks in some of my videos, so thank you guys. Subscribe, make sure you like the video. I truly appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. It keeps me going, keeps me motivated. I'll see you guys in the next video when I go over the biggest keys of the 1980s. I already have my list together, so all we gotta do is shoot it and post it here for you guys on YouTube. Stay tuned. Make sure you turn the notification bell on so you don't miss it when I post it. See you guys in the near future.